Welcome to another episode of the Wood Couture podcast, recording live here in our studio in Dubai, and to celebrate the launch of the Global Hospitality Talk in Los Angeles. We're going to have the very first edition of the Rapid Talk, and to do so, we have the one and only award-winning designer, Severine Tatangelo, Principal of Studio PCH. Welcome to the show, Severine.
Thanks so much. Very excited to be part of this show panel.
Fantastic. And so let's dive straight into the topic and for our audience. So since you are an award-winning designer doing fantastic projects all over the world, and what's your advice for the young guns that come into the business?
To never give up and believe in themselves.
Wow.
I know it is a big one, but I think that's never take no for an answer, and I think you should be fine. I think it's maybe a classic one, but it's a very real one.
And from a design point of view, what would you advise them to get inspiration from?
I think from so maybe without saying the obvious, but the travels and staying curious. I think you always learn something in any situation you do or wherever you work. I think I've had some jobs where I didn't think it was going to help me in my career, and actually it did. So I think it's really staying curious and traveling, reading, meeting people. I think even social events and all of that. You never know who you're going to meet. You never know how which places you're going to see. So really staying curious and to help you to make you the person called the designer you want to be is I think key especially for us.
Great. So with your great experience in hospitality, that you're designing fantastic hotels, and what are the challenges the hospitality industry faces today?
First of all, I think it's never it's never too fast. I think there's definitely the pace of a project. Definitely it's pretty fast. So you really have to be very prepared, with your team to deliver very in a short amount of time. I think the deadlines it's pretty challenging, and obviously value engineering, obviously you design great spaces and you go through the process of designing, and then at some point there's a bit of the reality check, being well, we have a budget, so what do we do now? And that's also where creativity comes in, and you're looking for new materials, alternative materials, sourcing becomes really important, where you're sourcing all these elements that you first you didn't really your first drawing, designing a big picture, and then to turn this picture into a reality, you really have to use many other tools to make this happen.
I cannot imagine how you can possibly feel when the client said to you, "Oh, sorry, we have to do value engineering," meaning I need to destroy your creations. How does it feel?
I think it's not destroying, but I think it's just being also mindful with the materials. It's understanding the market. I think there are many more elements that come into the picture, and it's a collaborative effort. It's really it's kind of amazing. It's the vision of your client, and it's our role to design for that vision. It's putting all of this together. There's a lot of chefs in the kitchen at that moment. So it's definitely managing an orchestra at the same time.
Great. So also, you will be one of the speakers at the Global Hospitality Talk in Los Angeles next week. And why is it important for award-winning designers like you to attend events like that?
I think what's really important for to have these events and and you know, to all gather, you know, with other specialists in my industry. It's first to like all discuss our ideas. I think we all come from like with different backgrounds. We're all looking for the same or like to achieve the same result, but we all have like different backgrounds, different experiences, different like stories, and different even personal experiences. So I think like refining our ideas and being together and sharing our ideas is, I think, like the key, one of the key elements. And also like overall when you start these panels, obviously there's a lot of work behind the scene. It's just not a bunch of people like gathering and talking. So I think all of these push the latest like research, push people do like to think outside the box to deliver to the public and to other people in the industry what we're looking for. So I think it's really all of us it's continuing this like continuing education, like I said earlier, like still being curious and learning and like learning from the others. So I think that's important to have like these events punctually and regularly, like in different states, different cities, different part of the world.
Super, and that's a great answer. And finally, to conclude our rapid fire, podcast, and if I put a white canvas on top of Hollywood Hill, what message would you write on that?
Oh my goodness, that's a tricky question.
Everybody will read it, like they read the sign, Hollywood.
Maybe, like I said, stay curious. I think that's maybe one key that like for me too. I've traveled a lot and I've seen many places, and I think never took anything for granted. Or we're working with obviously, like you mentioned, I've seen like we do a lot of work with like Nobu Hospitality, and I think what's one of the great things about them is that like they don't stay within their like standards, and each project is different because they really like take curious of like what's happening in the world, how how the cultures change or evolve, or like we as humans are evolving into this the new world with the tech and all of that. So I think that's very important that anything we design that we stay alert of what's is surrounding us.